Something is happening in Canada. It's a quiet revolution. You won't see it in massive street protests. You won't hear it in fiery political speeches. Instead, you'll find it in the most ordinary of places. The grocery store, the hardware aisle, the vacation plan. Canadians are making a choice, a deliberate one. They're turning away from American products. The numbers are telling. A recent poll shows that a staggering 71% of Canadians are now actively trying to avoid U.S. goods. Think about that. Nearly 3 out of every 4 shoppers are checking labels. They're consciously putting American brands back on the shelf. To understand this movement, you have to go to the front lines. We went to a small, independent grocer in Kingston, Ontario. The owner, a man named David Chen, has run this store for 30 years. He told us he's never seen anything like it. We spoke with a shopper, a retired teacher named Susan, as she was picking out produce. It's simple, really, she told us, holding up a carton of Ontario strawberries. For years, we've been loyal customers to American brands. We vacationed in Florida, we bought their oranges, their wine, but when you feel like your closest friend is trying to bully you, you stop inviting them over for dinner. A shopper named Mark, a construction worker, showed us his cart. "Look, I have a family to feed," he said. "This Canadian ketchup is $2 cheaper than the American one now. The choice is easy. Why would I pay more for a product from a country that's making everything harder for us?" So how did we get here? This all comes down to a trade dispute that has escalated into an all-out tariff war. It's a high-stakes game of economic chicken, and neither side seems willing to swerve. The latest move from Washington has been the most aggressive yet. The U.S. administration announced that tariffs on a wide range of Canadian goods will rise to a staggering 35% this month. But Canada isn't taking this lying down. The response from Ottawa has been swift and targeted. They've enacted what they call dollar-for-dollar retaliatory tariffs. Right now, Canada has a 25% tariff on about $30 billion worth of American imports. The list of targeted products is strategic. It includes everything from Kentucky bourbon and Florida oranges to Wisconsin toilet paper and Pennsylvania-made ketchup. The choices are not random. They are politically calculated to inflict maximum economic pain on key regions across the United States. The numbers involved in this trade relationship are massive. Before this dispute escalated, nearly $2 billion in goods and services crossed the border every single day. Let's visualize what's happening. Imagine 2 massive pipelines connecting the U.S. and Canada. For years, goods flowed freely through them in both directions. Now the tariffs are acting like valves, squeezing the flow. Take the auto industry, for example. It is the perfect illustration of the integrated supply chain. A car might be designed in Michigan, have its engine block cast in Ontario, its wiring assembled in Ohio, and its final assembly completed in Quebec. The tariffs disrupt this seamless process at every step. The cost of manufacturing goes up, which means the price of the final car goes up for consumers in both countries. The impact goes far beyond the big-ticket items. The cost of building a house in the U.S. goes up because Canadian softwood lumber is more expensive. The price of a sandwich in Canada goes up because the American-made mustard now carries a 25% tariff. These are not abstract economic theories, they are tangible costs being passed down to ordinary people. While the United States-Canada trade dispute is unique because of the proximity and history of the two nations, it's important to understand that Canada is not alone. This is part of a much broader global story. The current United States administration has pursued an aggressive trade policy on multiple fronts, using tariffs as its primary tool to try and reshape global commerce. Look at Mexico, the third partner in the USMCA. Despite signing the new trade agreement, Mexico has also faced the threat of tariffs over issues completely unrelated to trade, such as immigration. This has created an environment of uncertainty and instability for businesses that rely on cross-border commerce. The European Union has also been in the crosshairs, getting hit with tariffs on steel and aluminum, which led to a retaliatory response from Brussels on iconic American products like Harley-Davidson motorcycles and Levi's jeans. When you see this larger pattern, the Canadian situation becomes clearer. It's one front in a global campaign to upend the existing trade order. The economic pain isn't confined to store shelves and factory floors. It's hitting the tourism industry hard, especially in the United States border towns that have long relied on a steady stream of Canadian visitors. We visited Blaine, Washington, a town that bills itself as the Peace Arch City. Its economy is almost entirely dependent on Canadian cross-border traffic. The numbers are staggering. Canadian tourism to the United States is down by an estimated 50%. Today, the parking lots of its outlet malls are eerily quiet. Store owners told us their sales have plummeted. They spoke of laying off staff and struggling to pay rent. The snowbirds, Canadian retirees who traditionally spend their winters in warmer United States climates, are exploring other options. Some are choosing to spend their money in Mexico or the Caribbean. Others are discovering winter destinations within Canada itself. This shift is keeping billions of tourism dollars within the Canadian economy. This brings us to the big question. What is the ultimate cost of this trade war? The projections are alarming. One economic model puts the potential loss to the United States economy at a staggering $90 billion by the end of 2025. Let me repeat that, $90 billion. This projected loss isn't spread evenly across the United States. It's concentrated in states that have the deepest economic ties with Canada. States like Michigan, Ohio, and New York in the Rust Belt. It includes agricultural states in the Midwest that rely on Canada as a primary export market for their corn, soybeans, and pork. Business leaders in the United States are sounding the alarm. They are warning that this prolonged uncertainty is poison for investment. Companies are hesitant to build new factories or hire new workers when they don't know what the trade rules will be from one month to the next. At the end of the day, this complex story of tariffs, trade deals, and geopolitics comes down to people. It comes down to the choices we all make. The Canadian shopper in the grocery store deciding to buy local. The American business owner trying to navigate a maze of new regulations. The situation we've seen here in Canada is a powerful reminder that consumers have a voice. The Buy Canada movement demonstrates that collective action can send a powerful economic and political message. The power is in your hands, to demand accountability from leaders, to make conscious choices as a consumer, and to decide what kind of relationship you want to have with your closest allies. The future of this relationship, and many others like it, may very well depend on it. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more travel news and updates.